What is happening, everyone? Happy, sexy Saturday with Sterls. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We've got some funny stuff planned for today. And part of this is just, finding people who are also interested in this whole vibe and are music-driven, comedy-driven, whatever it is. We all have so many friends and everything. It's just really cool to be able to connect in this way. So, we're going to start with a little bit of tunes. Who's feeling sexy? Don't forget the comment box in the bottom. If this is your first time, we'll walk you through it. Because I'm doing it. So we're going to go ahead and start with, what are you drinking? A lot of you have already started to comment. For those of you that are just joining for the first time, we have this lovely little comment box, and whatever you're saying pops up on this stream, so it's always more fun if everybody participates. You know what I mean? To do that, you need to log in, so you need to mix your account. I know I'm asking a lot. I know, I'm sorry, but it's just like there's one extra step after you click the link. It's like that one more thing that you didn't know that you needed to do. Now you need to do it. So I'm drinking some Sylvaner. Yes, that's new to a lot of you. So Sylvaner originated in France. This one in particular is from Alsace, which is northeastern Europe. They're known for a lot of dry grape varietals. More specifically, they have a highlighted dry Riesling. And when everybody thinks Riesling, they think something that's got a lot of sugar, and you're like, oh my God, it's too sweet, I don't want it. Well, if you drink a Riesling from Alsace, that will switch up the whole game for you. So this is also a dry white wine. It's got a little bit different body than that, but subtle citrus, no oak, and it's delicious. Mel's got that Bud Light. What else you got? Anybody else got wine? I do have to say there was something really funny that happened last week because I posted about White Claws, and I'm only going to talk about them right now. Wait, what? Oh, is it a little bit delayed? For some reason, it's been delayed. And I don't know if it's because of the app that I'm using, but I apologize. I'll make sure that the audio is staying consistent. I don't know. So one of the things that I thought was hilarious that happened last week is that I got a phone call from my grandpa, because my grandpa watched the stream, and he was like, I don't know what you were talking about, but it was hilarious. So I had to explain to him what White Claws were and why they were funny. So that was a great change of pace. So there's this track that I've been working on for the past couple of days, and we're going to start with a little bit of music. So this track is something that I actually recorded all my vocals to. The version that I'm playing today is instrumental. Next week, the vocals will be for everybody to hear as well. And it's obviously a big step for me to be able to do that. And I'm super pumped because it doesn't have all of that like auto-tune and all the other crazy stuff. So I'm going to play this first track, and I want everybody just to zone out a little bit. And then after that, we're going to get into a little bit of funny humor, because that's what we do. Yeah, so that track's called Frozen, and it's one of those songs in general. Everything that it's about, I feel like, is relatable to everyone. It's got like a lot of emotion to it. I might even be shedding a little tear on that track, just so people really feel it. Anyways, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. What's up, Ollie? Melly Mel from the 253. What's good? Oh, wait, who is Odes? Who's Odes? Everybody needs to state their name, because we don't just know that kind of stuff around here. I'm also wondering, can anybody see my ankles? I've got shorts on today. It's been like cold and rainy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to throw in that whole little summer vibe, because it's not happening right now. Seeing all these pictures, all these videos, everybody's showing like, yo, it's 80 degrees. Oh, we out on the boat. I'm like, cool story, bro. I was on the ferry the other day, and it was cold. And I'm still trying to enjoy it. So don't be hating. Hey, we got K Breezy up in the house representing Miami. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get Allison on here. I want everybody just to do me a favor. Bear with us if we have any technical difficulties, because this is the first time that we're getting it set up. And I'll tell you like the whole story someday about how complicated it is to get everything set up. For anybody that wasn't here before, this is some Sylvaner. And Sylvaner is from northeastern Europe. This one in particular is from damn it, I forgot where it's from. Oh my God. Alsace. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I haven't been drinking wine. And now that I actually am, I can't even remember what I'm drinking. It's some bullshit. Anyways, I'm about to get Allison on here. Like I said, please bear with us if there's like a little bit of technical difficulties. I appreciate everyone letting me know if something's lagging a little bit, because for me, everything looks crispy. Like, it's like looking in the mirror, and I don't know how you guys feel when you look in the mirror, but like, I personally am like, damn, boy, fly. All right. Allison, so let's get you in the Zoom chat. Do. Allison, what up?
What's up, baby? How are ya?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Beautiful. Everybody, can you hear this lovely Allison? I promised her that I was gonna play her horns, but
yeah, horns just get me going. Just love ska, you know, and I really felt like I love Sterling's music, but I feel like if it had more of a ska influence to it, it might like spice it up. So,
all right. So Allison, a few people in here, most people actually probably haven't met you before, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us like the edited version. I didn't tell you this yet, but we are a teen-rated channel.
Okay,
and
so this is PG-13, so I get like one F word?
You get like one F word per minute.
Per minute?
Per minute.
All right, I think I can make it work.
Do you want background music for this?
If you feel I need it. Okay, this is good. Okay, so I'm Allison O'Neill. I live in Brooklyn. I've been in NYC for a few years now. I'm a comic and I'm also a graphic designer. But I like comedy more. My Insta handle is AllisonO'Neill.jpg if you're interested in giving me a little follow. Oh, and what I'm drinking tonight is hold on.
You can just pull a toilet out of nowhere.
Hold on. I felt insecure and I felt like I needed a prop, so I put my beer in this mug that looks like a toilet. Is this too much?
That's hilarious.
I also have another beer on deck in case I need it that I just like opened to have near me.
Well, see, like the thing is, like, I poured a huge glass of wine, and then I ended up like chugging most of it before this all started. So like I'm kind of like running a little bit low.
You gotta freshen it up.
Yeah, but no one can be as fresh as you. So.
Oh my. Oh my God! I'm so glad you can't smell me over this over the chat. So.
Over that loud chat. So, me and Allison met because she was stalking me like hardcore. And one time she just showed up at my work and I'm like, what do you want? She was like, I want a job.
Okay, first of all, you showed up at my work, dude. I had worked there for 1,000 years before you even came there. So, like...
All right, that's fair enough. You may or may not have opened that place.
I literally built that hotel from the ground up. I worked there from the very beginning.
All right, fine. Yeah, you built it up from the ground up. And not to get too specific, but I fixed it-ish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you did your best.
There's only like so many Band-Aids you can put on a place.
Yeah.
And that place that shall not be named.
No, yeah. Dude, it was so wild. Like, that restaurant made me, like, I was like, I want to write a TV show, like a sitcom, where it's like, the world's most dysfunctional fine dining restaurant. And I won't even have to write anything because I can just take experiences from what happened there.
Yeah, you literally just need to tell a story from any given brunch service.
Yeah, just people getting in fistfights in the walk-in.
Actually, I didn't see a fist fight. I wish that I did.
No, a fist fight is a generous term for what it was. I think it was like a push. I think there was just a mild confrontation in a walk-in downstairs.
Listen, in union terms, that is a lifetime of free coverage.
Yeah. Oh, man. Dude.
All right,
that place was so wild.
So Allison is someone that obviously we used to work together. and we just had like this connection where we always were just talking about funny stuff, and that's what I really love about food and beverage, because I feel like everybody that's worked in a food and beverage job, like they're just funny people, and everybody's a little different way.
Yeah, I also feel like when you work in a restaurant with somebody, it's like you get like this weird survival syndrome with them. Like, you know, when you are in a plane crash with somebody and then you like live on a desert island with them for a few weeks. And then after you leave the desert island, you feel like the only people you can connect with were the people in the plane crash because you like have a shared trauma.
And like, even
Like,
though
that's
there's
what I
only 10
feel like.
survivors.
Yeah, like that's what I feel like working in, first of all, any restaurant, but especially that restaurant is. And I haven't worked there for like more than a year now, and I'm still like, the people who work there are still some of my best friends. And I don't even work in food and bev anymore.
I feel like we all get like this, I'm sure it's like in any industry, but like food and beverage for sure. We get this like post-traumatic stress syndrome where like anybody brings something up and you're like,
Yeah.
blah. You're like, I'm weeded. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh no.
So
Oh
what would you say is like, why are food and beverage people so funny? Like, what do you think it's because like they're talented in like multiple areas and like it's not maybe per se like their main career? Like, what do you think?
I think, okay, yes, definitely the thing where it's like, I feel like food and bev people, there are people who like really care about food and bev and they want to make that their career. But I feel like that's a small percentage of the people in food and bev. I think
Yeah.
the vast majority of people in food and bev are like, they have like some other grind going on. And they're usually like artists or something like that. And that always just like makes somebody more interesting. And it also just like gives you more grit, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that like I went to college with who never had to like do something for survival and then do something different for their passion, you
Yeah, for
know?
sure.
And so, and then also I think just like comics, that if you worked in food and bev, you are a little bit broken, and that helps you. Like, why would you choose to be in a job where you just serve people all day? Like, something has to be wrong with you. And that makes you funny and enjoyable to be around, you know?
Yeah, like I feel like there's so much truth to what you said, because like it's about being like this dynamic person where like you're almost like a jack of all trades and you just happen
Yeah.
to be making money right now in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, like some people are really passionate about it and like that's what they're here for. Like that's what they went to school for. Like myself, like I went to school for food and beverage, so I'm the one who's going to be like standing on top of the rock being like, "Yeah, let's go, guys."
Oh my God,
And
yeah.
sometimes you just want to be under that rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God. Remember when I would like close the bar and we'd count money, and then I would like be going out with like other people who were closing, and then I would put on Ladies Night by Kool and the Gang. It was like me, Ashley, and Chris going out, and all night I was like, because it's Ladies Night, just throughout the entire night.
But I feel
And
like
everybody
that's
was
like
like,
that's like the best part about food and beverage shows, because like you might just get like crushed. And for anybody who's never worked in a restaurant, like they've compared being a server in a restaurant to brain surgery.
yeah.
Obviously, there's it's like a different setting completely, but the
It's like
things that you
brain
have to
surgery, but
endure-
nobody's gonna die, and then also a white lady's yelling at you.
Yeah, exactly. And like someone actually might die, and it's going to be you inside, and then you're
Yeah.
just going to go drink
Yeah.
it off of, drink it off after work.
Yeah. So the only way to like, the only way to like, just you have to like give yourself like mental trauma from all the alcohol that you consume in order to forget what you went through that night. It's just like you're living on like another level than everybody else. It's nuts. But I do miss the chaos. Like I feel
For
like
sure.
I love chaos.
For sure. I feel like there's a certain like sense of like completion that you get as soon as like that you crushed like this 1 million cover night and you just
Yeah.
set like a new record or whatever. Like, did you get a certain sort of completion even though like during it you were like, it's like watching like grenades go off, or like, I missed an order here. I forgot to bring that in. Like, what the fuck? Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. No, totally. And I feel like I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
cool.
I miss I miss the chaos of working in restaurants, and I also miss that, like, at my job now, I work for MTV. I work in brand creative. I'm a graphic designer, and they don't like. There's no walk-in for you to cry in if you're having a bad day, you know. And I miss just like the moments where you go into the walk-in and you shut the door behind you, and you're like, okay, and then you like go back into your day, like. I miss like, being able to do that. Now I just have to cry in the bathroom.
And they're like, damn, like Allison pees a lot.
No, it's crying.
Yeah, it's tears. It's a different source.
Oh my God.
What would you say, and like, you might need to think about this a little bit, but what's like one of the funniest experiences that you've had with a guest where you just were like, are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, maybe not the funniest, but this is one of the things that I regret most in my life. Okay? I was serving this table. They were at 44.
Oh, God.
It was, it's a booth. And there was like, rest in peace, 44. Also, like, before, this is a quick tangent, but you know how like everything in the restaurant is raw wood? Like,
yes, in
I remember
the restaurant
right
that
after,
will not be named, yes.
I remember right after they opened the restaurant, the fire marshals came in and was like, you can't have all this raw wood. You're gonna burn this place down. And then all the people who like designed this restaurant were like, what? But like they just didn't know.
Like while we're
you
lighting
couldn't have
candles
untreated wood everywhere. Anyway, so there was these people, it was like two men who were probably in their 50s and a woman who was maybe in her 30s. And they were like boozing and eating all night, having a good time. Like they got like a few different $300 bottles of wine. Like they were celebrating. And so I had like really good rapport with them. And I was just like chatting and being charming and whatever. And then at the end of their day, or at the end of their meal, they were like, hey, so it's my friend's birthday, and we're going to go out. Do you want to meet up with us after this?
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I had something to do the next day. I was doing freelance work, and I had to like do it. Like I had to get up early in the morning and do this freelance work. And I was like, I really can't. They were like, you won't have to pay for anything. I was like,
sign me up.
Hey. Yeah, so they like, and I was like, I really can't. And so I rejected them, and like, I don't know what they were gonna do with me that night. Like I could have been murdered, but like, I just wish I could know what it was.
You could have been a survivor, dude.
Yeah, or they were gonna like try to like bang me or something. Like I don't know what their plan was, but like I want to know what it was just for the story, you know?
Well, and now what really like sucks for I think like everyone right now is that we will never know.
I know.
We almost have to like recreate that scene and then just give like that like solution.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it's gonna be like. It might be a boat ride.
Yeah. What if they were just gonna like what if I went out with them that night and then a week later they found my body in a cornfield? You know?
I would have been like, shit, we should not have done that live session.
Yeah.
Like that was the worst idea.
The blood's gonna be on your hands, Sterling. Okay.
Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. Teen rated people.
Oh my God. Wait, what was your favorite experience? Or no, like what's your most like memorable, crazy experience from working there?
Jesus Christ.
That you can share.
So I have one that's it's like on the top of my head. It's not actually from working there, but it's the one that I can recall explicitly. And it was when I actually was a server in Las Vegas. Shout out to the 702. Bra, bra. So when I was a server in Las Vegas, I was like, again, it's like one of those busy Saturday nights where you're just like getting fucking crushed.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're going to power through it because you're a trooper. And that's why they hired you, and that's why you're a captain.
Yeah, because you're a broken human. Yep.
Exactly. But we call that a captain.
Oh, sorry. I just call that trauma, but sure.
Well, the idea is to give everyone these like fake terms that don't mean anything in reality to pump them
Yeah.
up so that then they just keep doing that.
Yeah.
So when I was a captain, and Kyle, who's actually in this chat, was my back waiter. He's terrible. Just kidding. So I was taking care of this table, and I greeted them, and it was two ladies and two guys. They were obviously together. It was two couples. And I walk up to the table, and I'm like, rah, 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 rah. And she's like, oh my God, you're hot. And I was like, thank you. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do with that compliment? She's like, what? I was like, I'm going to put it in my back pocket, and I'm going to walk around with it.
Oh my God, that is so ridiculous.
And as soon as I
Only
said it,
you
I
could
was like,
ever get away with saying that to another person.
as soon as I said it, I was like, you know what? That might have been a little bit much, but hey, I got 25%
Did she like it, or
tip.
was she like, okay,
They were just like dying laughing.
okay. So she liked it. Okay.
Yeah, if someone's gonna send like a challenge, I'm like, let's level up.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, what would you have done if she was like, you know what? I take it back.
I'm like,
I thought you were cute, but not anymore after
I would have
saying
just been
that.
like, no backsies.
You would have been like, okay, so I'm just gonna get another server to take care of you because I've embarrassed myself enough here.
Like, I'm honestly like, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna get a manager involved so that I don't get a write up.
Yeah. Whenever people would compliment me, I'd be like, why don't you just compliment me by tipping me more?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
There's nothing better than like the verbal tip. And no, this isn't in the fun way, people. This is in the way where you don't make any money.
Yeah. Oh, those people who like think that they can be super nice to you and then give you 15%. I'm like, what do you think this is?
And
Like
then
you
it's
just spent $30 on a steak. I know that you can give me $5 more. Come on.
$30 on a steak is now a really funny number because now
I know.
steaks are $60.
I didn't think about like that. $30 is a lot to me right now, okay?
I'm like doing food cost. I'm like, oh, we just lost money on that steak.
Yeah, it depends on what cut it was, I guess.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Is it like
wait,
Chuck?
tell the rest of your story.
That was it.
Oh, that was the
I
whole
just remember
thing.
the highlight where I then walked on my red carpet because that's how most of my stories go.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, I don't know, like I feel like it's 1,000,000% true.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I had I would have tables that would be like, "Oh my, like, are you an actor?" They always guessed that I was an actor, and I was like,
wait, what
"No,
kind of actor?
no, I hate my dad, so I'm a comic."
So
And
you're
they're
an
like,
actor.
"Oh, like, tell us a joke," and I'd be like, "I don't. What have I been doing this whole time? Like, has this not been enough for you? I have to give you like written material."
Like, is this not enough of a joke? It's a joke to me.
Yeah. Like, I love when servers just think that they can, or sorry, not servers, like guests can just like treat servers like they're jesters. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's tough because we literally just bounce around the room and we're like, yeah, jazz.
We're like, yada da yada da, like the whole night.
Like, my life is great. My life is great. Do, do, do,
Yeah.
do, do, do. Here's your steak.
Yeah. Oh, man. So wild.
I feel like, though, like, when we, like, start, sort of like what we started with talking about, it literally just makes for the best people. Because we have, like, this really funny, like, almost jaded perception on everything that's happening that if you're on the inside, like, you know what's happening, but if you're on the outside, you're like, wow, she was so nice.
Yeah, big time. No, big time. I
And
also
I'm
feel like working in food and bev, like you meet so many different kinds of people in a way that like I've never met in any other like part of my life before. Like going to college, it's like all the same kind of people, and like working in design, it's kind of all the same kind of people. You know, like there's like, I don't know. I just think, I don't know, restaurants are cool in that way because you get people from all walks of life, you know?
For sure. It's like you never know if like you got like a comic, like you got a musician, you got somebody who like went to school to be an architect and then decided that they're just gonna go work at this restaurant. And it's like no shame, but like we all end up being there in this crazy melting pot.
Yeah. And yeah, no. And there's always like a grind aspect to it. And I like people who just like have a little stank on them,
Yeah.
you know? Like
Like,
I
oh,
like people
you
just
got
like,
something to say.
yeah, they're like a little bit of a misfit in some way. Like those are always the best kinds of people.
For sure.
God, you know what my favorite kinds of people are? Like hard, like older lady bartenders. You know what I mean?
Dude, they have the best
Like
story.
I always feel like I want to impress them.
And they're like, honey, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, they're like, "What do you have?" And I'm like, could I please just have an IPA?" Like,
Something light, crisp.
I'm like,
it's summer.
Mommy.
All right, I'm gonna grab my wine,
Sure.
and then we're gonna tend to these comments. These comments are ridiculous.
Oh my God, there's
So,
comments. Oh my God, I haven't even been looking.
The
at
comments
them.
are insane. I'm gonna start reading them out loud. They're so funny.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
All right.
Somebody said, I think it was the time the kid pooped on the patio.
And I'm back. Yo, the poop. Wait, were you there for the poop on the patio?
Me?
Yeah.
Wait, on the patio?
Yeah, on the patio of the restaurant that shall not be named.
Somebody took a duke?
No, not somebody. Not somebody. There was
Oh, a dog.
No, there was somebody let their toddler poop on the patio.
What?
So we're in the middle of like this crazy brunch. Like literally,
Of course
like,
it's brunch.
yeah, like
Dude,
we're getting pummeled.
Dude,
like-
brunch is it's like the Twilight Zone when you enter brunch. It's so weird.
I will never, knock on wood, and I don't know how hard times are gonna get. I will never work another brunch.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Like, remember when we were working together and they were like, "Can you come in for brunch?" And I'm like, "No, dinner only." I was
Not
so
gonna do it.
resistant to brunch.
They're like, why not brunch? You make the same amount of money. It's like you maybe you make almost similar money.
You make 75% of the amount of money and
Yep.
you do twice the amount of work. That's what brunch is, because everybody's getting eggs and everybody knows exactly how they want their eggs.
And the best part is like the check average is a quarter of what it is at dinner.
Yeah, dude, so you have to work like 5 times as hard. And then everybody's so cranky because they're like hungover. And like,
And they're like, I ordered this toast 2 hours ago. I make toast every day. It takes 2 minutes. I'm like, well, you should have
I'm
just
like,
ate
then
it
go
at
home, bitch. Go
Exactly.
home.
Should have just ate that shit at home. What do you
Yeah.
want me to do? We've got professional toast.
Dude, every time somebody's like, I could have made this at home, I'm like, then do it.
All right, hold on. We got to
Okay,
finish
yeah.
the poop story.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, again, it was a crazy brunch, and I get somebody like everybody's like freaking out, like all of like the servers. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, like you got to go do something. Like something happened. Like someone like shit outside." And I was like, "No way, somebody like actually shit." I'm like, "Well, how far is it away? Is it like on the trail? Is it in the proximity? Like where is the poop?" And it was very close.
Sterling Nichols, where is the poop?
Yeah, I need to know.
Sterling Nichols, the poop detective.
Yeah, I honestly just like put on like my magnifying glass and like I just put on like my smell guard and I walked outside and it was very close and
Like, what table was it near? Just for me.
it was near 503 and that's a new number. You might not know that one yet.
Is it like in the middle, closer to the bike trail?
Yes.
Okay.
So we walk over and there's literally like just poop sitting there and there's guests that are screaming in my face because it was my fault. I allowed a child to poop on the patio and then walk away.
Did anybody see the suspect?
Elizabeth just said that she was there and yes.
Oh my God. Wait, so, and
God
did they just like get up and leave after it happened?
Yes, when I went out there they were gone. Never to be seen again.
Oh my God.
A family with their child who let them poop in between tables on a patio of a busy restaurant.
Like, just, like, it
Elizabeth said it was
just makes me
6:04.
sad that people like that exist in this world.
Yeah, it's like why would you ever? All right, I'm gonna
Also,
go.
like, just there's a lot of foliage over there. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many options. Don't do it where people are eating. Just go on the bike trail and like poop in the park. Ugh, whatever. I'm just so mad.
So let's look at these. Let's look at these comments. So one of these comments says, "One of my favorites as a bartender. A 90-year-old woman left her family dinner, walked up to the bar, and asked me to bring her a glass of wine in the ladies' room. I poured her a big-ass glass on the house, bless her heart." Damn.
Oh my God, that's so
That's
funny.
very sweet, Melissa.
Good for her. Honestly, she was like, this family's getting on my nerves. I need to top off because like Mary's getting to me today.
Another one says, someone once yelled at me because their food came out too quickly. That
does happen.
that
Yeah.
happens a lot, especially when you're in fine dining, because people are like,
Yep.
I wanted to enjoy the wind hitting my forehead 14 times with this wine pairing before. I
Or people
even
are like,
thought
I don't want to
this."
feel rushed. And I'm like, nobody's
Yes.
rushing you. It's
Yes.
called good service.
Like, I literally am the baddest bitch here, and I just run my station, so
Yeah.
all your food is ready.
Oh God. No, I get that. I get that at like a fine dining place, but if you're at Applebee's and things come out too fast, then that's on you, dude.
All right, we got another story. Damn, this is funny. So one time at Rings, which is a restaurant that my friend Caitlin and I used to work at. One time at Rings, a guy found a tooth in his salmon, blamed our chef, and then he realized it was his tooth.
What a fucking idiot, dude. Yo, this guy.
He must have been
How-
whistling
okay.
while I was complaining, like,
Like, first of all, how many teeth do you have to have in order to not realize one is missing?
a shark amount of teeth.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you have all your teeth and then you lose one tooth, then that's like a big hole in your mouth. But if
Yeah.
you have like five teeth and one of them goes missing, like, I guess I get it.
I feel like if you had like 100 teeth and one fell out, you wouldn't even know. You just
Yeah,
doing
is
what you're
this
doing.
guy just a shark? It's like there's this joke that Dave Attell does where he's like, yeah, this guy had one tooth and he wasn't even taking good care of it. Like, you'd think if you had one more tooth left, you'd at least try to take good care of it.
But like, how are you even going to judge that person? Like, let him do what he wants to do with his last tooth.
Yeah, I guess. I
If I
don't
was down
know.
my last tooth, I'd be doing something different with it. I'd be like,
What do you
I'm like,
mean?
I don't know yet. Like,
Different how?
I've got some time.
Dude, there was a time like a few months ago where I was like, should I get a gold tooth? Like, do you think it would be good for my look if I just had a gold tooth?
I think honestly, if you had one, I would be like, yeah, it's Allison.
Like, I just want one back here that you can only get a glimpse of. Not like a full gold tooth, but like a cap. Just so people know I'm hard, you know?
Jesus Christ, you're so hard.
So if you guys want to tip me and pay for my gold tooth, my Venmo is Allison O'Neill.
Yes, it's her name, and we're gonna get you that gold tooth. It might be fake and make the rest of your teeth fall out, but we're gonna get you one.
Then, you know what? Then I'll just replace all the other teeth with more gold teeth.
All
I'll
right,
just
let's
have
see-
all gold teeth.
Let's see what other comments we got. My voice is echoing again. That's good to know. Thank you. I can't do a lot about it. Lo siento.
Oh my god, everybody's like big on this poop story.
Yeah,
in the
everybody
chat.
loves this shit. Pun intended.
Oh, okay, here.
Okay, so here's a story from Kyle. So Kyle is a good friend of mine. He lived in Las Vegas for a little bit. He now lives in Miami, Florida. He said, and I quote, I once had to help a handicapped guest back into his wheelchair after his wife asked me to check on him in the bathroom. I went in and the bathroom was soaked in piss and I had to help him into his wheelchair. Oh, damn.
That's rough, dude. You are a saint.
He said this person was shitting his pants at the table. Okay. Wow. Yes, I do remember that person.
Turned from like restaurant stories into only poop stories.
Yeah, why are there so many poop stories? That's what's concerning
Honestly,
me.
I feel like poop stories are a medium that we can all enjoy. Like, I feel like everybody has a poop story, you know?
The thing is, like, it's so controllable, but then it's not.
That's true. Yeah, it's so controllable until it's not. That is the realest shit I've ever heard, dude.
I feel like we now have to like make like a song about poop.
Yeah, let's make a poop song. Let's all just talk about. Sorry, never mind.
So let's all just talk about what?
I don't know if they can see because since we were talking about poop, I didn't know if everybody could see your picture on Zoom, which I'm staring at.
Nope, just you.
And you're like squatting. It's Sterling like looking mad hard, like squatting in the grass, like Indiana
It's
Jones.
really small now, but yes, you can kind of see it.
And when we
back away.
tested the audio earlier, I was like, oh yeah, all I can see is this picture of you shitting in the grass.
And I was like, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I just happened to like, that's my face that I make when I poop. I'm like super determined, might be like looking to get a modeling gig and get some exposure. But
It's like
also
Blue
after that,
Steel.
yeah,
You're like squatting down to shit and you're like,
like not much I can do about this.
oh my god. I'm trying to
We
think.
got another story.
Oh hell yeah. What is Rings?
So Rings is a restaurant in Tukwila, and we can actually talk about it because it doesn't exist anymore. Yay.
Nice.
But Rings is a restaurant that me and maybe like 10 of my close friends in high school, we all worked there from 18 to like 21. So we just like we just wrecked the place. And we just would find out like, oh, you hire people? I'm like, yo, come get this job, like blah, 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 blah. And then we just ended up having like way too much fun and somehow making a lot of money, which is also why the food and beverage industry is amazing.
Oh yeah, because you can make, oh my god, so much money.
Exactly. And like Rings was the place that we could do that.
Yes, in college. So I went to college. Sorry for quick tangent.
Wait, hold on. You went to college?
Yeah, I did, surprisingly. Even though I don't give that vibe off, I know. But I went to college upstate at Binghamton University, and I worked at this place called Social on State, and I would make my rent in a weekend.
Damn.
Granted, my rent was $300 a month, but
Well, nowadays, babe, you make that in a night.
yeah, I know. But it was so much money for me. It was insane. I also worked at a sushi bar called Sakitumi.
That's original.
Yeah. Anyway, tell me about Rings.
All right, so we got another story. This is from Cantlin in Arizona. Muchas gracias, Cantlin. That means thank you. Another time at Rings. Hold on. Let me read this really quick. Actually, hold on. This is teen rated. Let me read this shit really quick. Allison, if you want to talk about something for a quick second while I read this and investigate.
So Sakitumi, one thing that I had to do there, I was like one of like 5 servers that we had, and we had like dollar sushi night, which was absolutely insane. We'd get all the college students coming in. But the most whack thing I've had to do there was a bachelor party at Sakitumi, and they were like, can you just like do this party? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I walk in and they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna be eating sushi off a stripper. So just like put more sushi on the stripper if like they eat a lot of it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like 19 and I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, does she need chopsticks?
Yeah, I was like kind of afraid they were gonna bother me, but I was like, they're not gonna bother me. There's a whole ass stripper here.
All right. So that sounds very. I'm sorry that you went through that, but I'm also happy because it's fucking hilarious.
No, it was looking back, it was fine. It was fun.
I learned, and now I'm a huge sushi fan. Hey, yay!
Yeah.
Are you drinking a Sapporo right now?
No, no, but we had Sapporos there. They had like a sake machine,
Oh, come on.
and oh boy, it's like the cheapest sake in the whole world. But I would drink it every shift.
The best part about sake is like you can have literally the worst sake in the world, and they're like, it's okay, just put it in the microwave.
Yeah. If you
They're like,
heat it
well-
up, you just can't taste it anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like now it tastes like microwave, and then I drop it into my ice cold beer, and I don't even taste it. They're like, yes,
Yeah.
mission accomplished.
Yeah, dude.
Beverage cost is low. So
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell this other ring story really quick.
Yeah.
Another time at Rings, this guy got cut off and headed back to his room on the 8th floor. It was an open air atrium, and he pulled out a 20-pound plant hanging from the railing and dropped it 8 floors into the lobby Rings entrance. Missed a woman by 10 feet.
Dude, drunk guys are so destructive.
Drunk guys are the worst.
Like, why do drunk people just want to ruin everything? Or not, no, not drunk people, drunk men. Let's be real. Drunk girls don't just destroy stuff. They just
they
cry.
destroy relationships. That's what they do.
Yeah, they like ruin. They're like, Christy, I always thought you were fat. They do that, but they don't like break shit. You know?
I actually do want to know this. Who is worse? And this is for everybody who's listening. Is it drunk women or is it drunk men?
Ooh, yeah, that's.
Damn.
Let's, for the sake of argument, say the worst kind of drunk woman and the worst. You know what? No, never mind. Medium drunk women and medium drunk men, because the worst kind of drunk men like murder people, and the worst kind of drunk women. Yeah, the worst kind of drunk women will be like, I don't know, maybe like drive a car around. Which, honestly, like where I grew up, like drunk driving is like a thing that people still do. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
So, I mean, if you like can get your license when you're drunk, I think you should be able to drive drunk.
But that has nothing to do with whether or not women or men are worse. All right,
Yeah.
we got a couple people saying it's tough, because it is.
Yeah.
It is tough.
Another time at Binghamton, I have a lot of Binghamton stories because that place is like so whack. But okay, so I was at brunch in a bar, like on some Sunday. I ran into this like older lady who was, she was like, oh, I own this bar downtown and we're going to be closing down and like, well, I can't afford to have it anymore. But if we have one party and we can make money at it and we get people coming, then maybe I can keep my bar open. And we were like really sympathetic to this woman. We were like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's like get all of our friends to come to this bar. So a few nights later, it's also Squiggy's. If anybody from Binghamton is listening, the name of the place is Squiggy's.
It just sounds like it's by a beach or like by a body of water.
Nope, landlocked. Wow. And like, we go to this bar. It's not in like the downtown area of Binghamton. It's like some other weird far away place that's like hard to get to. And it's this like gay bar that has mirrors all over the place.
Oh God.
And we walk in, it's like a Cinco de Mayo party, and there's just like a full table of like potluck food out, which is strange for a college bar. Also a DOH violation, I'm sure. I'm like, somebody check the temp on these shrimps, okay?
It was like 74 degrees.
Yeah, big time, dude.
And spawning.
Yeah. And I remember I brought my friend back from in Massachusetts was visiting, and it was like a lot of like old gays like having a good time. But I vividly remember one older man slumped over in his seat like sleeping, and we were sitting like maybe 6 feet away from him, and he throws up into his hand.
Oh God.
And it like flings out.
Oh.
Because it's like,
and
it's got like air, and it like painted the wall next to him.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, maybe Squiggies shouldn't stay alive.
No.
Maybe this bar shouldn't keep going on.
I actually, unfortunately have a story about someone, and I'm not going to say their name, but people are going to know who know. You know what I mean? And it's just a good drunk story. And this actually might be a good next topic. So this person, we were sitting next to each other on a couch in University of Washington in that area. We were like at a house party at like 12 p.m. in the afternoon. The sun just came up. You know what I mean? So we were sitting there, and he has a plastic bottle of vodka, and he's just like chugging it, and I'm like, man, that looks rough. And it was rough. He threw up in his hand, and then he just knocked it back and swallowed it.
No.
And then he looked at me and smiled.
That is the most punk rock thing I've ever heard. In my whole life, dude.
It was absolutely terrifying. It was disgusting. And I remember it like it was yesterday.
That guy is a psychopath. If that guy is not in prison, I would be surprised.
I'm going to say his name. His name is Andy During.
Oh my God.
Everybody go look up Andy During.
I don't know what I would have done if you were like, and that person was Barack Obama.
Yeah. And everybody like, please support me as vice president in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, I have never really blacked out. I only blacked out one time.
You browned out is what you're saying.
I brown out all the time. But I only blacked out fully one time, and it was in Binghamton when I was in college. And I woke up
just sounds
some
like a place you
black
black
eye.
out, by the way. I'm sorry. I just had to tell you that.
What?
It just sounds like an area that you would black out at.
Yeah, it's like a depressing place. And
I'm getting sad thinking about it.
yeah, dude. It was like a state school, so everybody who was there was like, well, I got into Cornell, but I couldn't afford it, so now I'm here. Like, that was the vibe of Binghamton. Like, and so I blacked out one time, and I woke up with a black eye. And I remember, like, thinking about it and being like, you know, I probably deserve this.
It's like a double entendre. You blacked out and you got a black eye.
Yeah. But I feel like, I don't remember what happened, but I have a feeling that I probably mouthed off to somebody and they punched me, and I probably fully deserved it, you know?
Wait, so hold on, you don't know what happened?
Nope.
Oh my God.
I had gotten away from my friends, and I came back and I had a black eye, and I don't know, I definitely deserved it, like, knowing me.
Now I'm concerned. And I want to start a campaign on behalf of Who Hurt You.
Oh my God. Yeah, what if he's like my future husband?
Jesus Christ. All right, let's keep it PG-19.
Oh God. All right. Are there any more stories we have? I'm trying to think of like, there's no food and bev stories that I can tell without like outing specific people. You know what I mean?
You can not name people. I mean, I feel like I have a million stories, and one of the best ones. I got one. I've got a good story, people. There was a time where I worked in a restaurant in some distant past.
Okay. All right. Let's
Not
just
to be Pacific.
hurry it up.
Not to be Pacific.
Pacific.
Food was taking so long
Oh, I know what restaurant it was.
that a guest got up to come and tell me, where's my food? And at this point, I'd been yelled at by so many people. I'm like, you know what, man? Just look. We're looking at the same thing. Do you see your food?
What an insane thing to say.
Like, what do you want me to do, man? I'm looking at the same kitchen as you, right? I'm looking at the same kitchen. I am so sorry that I'm not back there making it, but I see the kitchen right here, and it don't look like they're making your food.
That's like a broken down man is somebody being like, do you see your food here? I don't see it either, you know?
Like being like, do you see your future here? Yeah, I don't see it either. Just leave. But also don't forget to pay.
Yeah. Don't forget to pay for the food.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we got an unrelated story. Wait, who's Nice Snack 00?
Oh, I feel like I know who that is.
Nice Snack 00, and then yourself.
I feel like, is that Chef John?
I don't know.
I think it is.
And I quote, "Once I watched a food runner run the wrong food to a table. When told to remove the food, went back out to pick the food up and put it back down on the correct table in full view of the guest."
No. No. Ay, ay, ay.
Well done. I mean, you need some go-getters. And that's what we are in food and beverage. I need you to get the job done.
Like, imagine somebody being like, oops, wrong food, and then they like pick it up and then turn to you and put it down.
I'd be like, you know what? Thank God, because I swear I saw it coming over here. And now I know it's right. You owe me $5.
God. Oh my God.
Only in a place that is so broken down that they might not be able to replicate that food in 45 minutes. Would you need to do something like that?
I know.
And at that point, you're just like, you know what? What's worse?
Dude, I remember one French bartender that I used to work with. Do you know who that is?
Oui. I'm
Okay.
just sitting right down. Just sudden just hit.
Oh boy, he is a wacky man. He like would come in on Friday night with like sores on his face.
Oh God.
And he'd be like, "You see this? This is meth." And we'd be like,
whoa.
I remember one time, because we had, in this particular restaurant, we had doors that would open up to a park that was right next to the restaurant. And I remember him like walking out from behind the bar, going outside into the park, lighting a cigarette, and then taking off his bartender jacket and then like whipping it around over his head, like in the park.
That sounds like that sounds like math. I don't know from experience. I just know from random documentaries and Reno 911 that yes.
And from living in Las Vegas.
Exactly. We call it Vejas.
Vejas.
We don't do that.
Oh, of course. No, but yeah, that was whack. And he worked there forever, and he got fired when he stole a bottle of mezcal in front of a manager.
I mean, that had to be like pretty blatant. Like someone.
Yeah. He just put it in his backpack, and a manager standing 2 feet away was like,
That's terrible.
"Are you gonna take this?"
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got it.
God, I feel like he might be dead now.
I mean, judging by his characteristics and the attributes and traits.
Oh my God,
I
everybody
think
stop
so.
naming people in these chats.
Yeah, stop naming people. We're trying to keep it on the DL. I need everybody to just shh.
Okay.
We're trying to have a top secret chat here.
Oh my God. Wait, okay. This story's good. A man once dropped a fork and I picked it up and then handed it to him and we just stared at each other for eternity.
Well, did you guys like hook up or like what happened after that?
Did you guys smooch?
And also, I still don't know who that is because they never named themselves.
Her name's Odea. We went to college together. I think she was in the bar with me when the man threw up in his hand.
Odea. Like, is it something like that? Is that how you say her name?
Odea?
Oh, I guess I was way off.
No, it's not Odeo. Odeo would be like her brother.
Big brother, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so that you know that I already know.
Oh God.
So I mean, what have you been doing in NYC quarantine? Because for people that like, a lot of people ask too, they're like, "How's your quarantine going? Like, you're in New York City, like you're in like the epicenter of like what's happening in the world. Like, holy shit, this is so crazy."
Yeah. A lot of people people think that it's like Fort Knox down here, but it's like, it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is, you know?
It's loose is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's loose as fuck. There's my one F word. And people like my family, because they hear about New York City so often in the news, they just like think it's like a complete shithole. But it's actually like not bad here. Like a bunch of stuff isn't open. Like, but I don't know. Like walking down the street is fine, you know?
Ish.
Ish, yeah. What I've been doing, so I'm still working. I'm like still working remotely, which is great to have some structure. But I've been working out a lot to keep the demons away. And
Everybody can tell, just so you know.
oh yeah, you like this? Do I look strong?
A full 70 pounds, everyone.
Yeah, that's right. Soaking wet, baby. And I've been working out a lot. I've been like playing some guitar and like, I don't know. I take very long walks and listen to audiobooks to just burn time.
That's good though. I mean, like you're staying busy and you're staying productive. And like
Yeah.
part of like what I usually do is I always have like some positive perspective on things. Like especially like with this like platform and the people that are here. And it's like, yeah, like quarantine, like of course like it sucks, right? But like we can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well just embrace it and figure out how you're going to level up. Like what are you going to do to better yourself? And if you have in 3 months, if you haven't figured out that you should be looking for something that is making you more inspired every day or whatever, like now's the time, yo.
Yeah, and we were talking about this on the phone a few days ago, is like my thing is comedy, obviously, and it's like my whole like passion is built around getting people in a room and making them breathe out, you know? Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know when that's going to come back. So I just kind of have to find other avenues in order to make that happen. You know, I had a Zoom show earlier and Zoom shows always suck. They're always the worst because there's always like, first of all, like you're just telling jokes to like a computer. And then there's always like somebody's aunt whose like speaker is on and she's also watching TV in the background. So you like can't hear yourself or
like,
anybody.
Tiffany, turn it off. Like you keep popping up and I'm trying to talk.
There's always like some old person who's like, now how do I make the sound come on? It's like, it's insane, dude. What have you been doing in quarantine besides all of this?
Well, I mean, like, to, like, go on top of, like, what you said, like, yeah, like, this is the new reality. Like, whether or not you want to enjoy it or you want to be part of it, like, it's here.
Yeah.
There's been, like, a handful of things, and I've started cycling through workouts to, like, stay healthy so that I can, like, get some abs like you have. But I've also just been, like, super productive with music, and I recently launched my LLC. So
oh, that's right.
Sterling Tailored Productions.
Sterling's a businessman.
It's official, baby. Get at me. But it's like just finding new stuff like every day, like reading, writing. I don't know, just stay creative because the funny thing about New York being quarantined here, like, yeah, we're in the epicenter. We're also in like an area where we have the smallest apartments.
Yes, that's true.
And we probably have roommates like, yo, we're not like, yo, I'm living in some like lavish 1,000 square foot place and I just throw my robe anywhere that I want. It's like, no, bitch, like I'm fucking right here with like my neighbors. I got my roommates and I'm looking at them right now. They're looking at me while I'm talking right now.
Yeah. Dude, the other day, so my landlord, she lives below me. I live in like a 3-unit building. And so it's me, my landlord, and like some other people on the first floor. And like I walked into my apartment building the other day and there was just like a cage of doves, just like a bunch of birds in my fucking apartment. And as soon as I turn the light on, they're like flapping in their cage, like panicking. And I'm like, what is going on in my home?
Wait, oh, I thought it was like your neighbors. Wait, in your... Jesus Christ.
They were in a cage, but they were like in the common area of my apartment.
You're like, this is a safe space.
And
Move
I
your
was like-
dabs into your room.
I'm like, why are there birds in here? Like, I didn't know my landlord had birds, and now they're just like a part of my life.
And now all of a sudden it's a breeding ground.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is New York. I was like, this is what New York is.
Yeah, for real though. And
Yeah.
like it still is crazy though when you walk outside and you're not like bumping shoulders with people, and it's not like that whole dynamic is definitely crazy, and like not being able to ride the subway and all that, like that's for real.
Yes.
But the other parts of it is it's just different. Like I walked outside on my balcony the other day, and like before the weather was nice, I didn't. And as soon as I walked out, the neighbor that's literally like an eye shot across from me, because everybody in New York, like we're directly across from somebody who's looking right at us every day.
Yeah, you're just like, your window's like 6 feet away from somebody
Yeah.
else's apartment. Yeah.
And they just fucking stare at you, and you just hope that you never make eye contact. So like this time it was like intentional eye contact. And I walk outside and she was like, hey. And I was like, hey.
That is the least New York thing ever. Like, you know that shit is going wrong if you step outside and somebody's like, oh, hi.
But that's when you know like you're like in quarantine and you're so tired of talking to whoever the fuck you were talking to, where you're just like, I'm gonna talk to
Yeah.
you. Hey person across the street, or like hey person across the alley.
Yeah. Dude, every morning I get up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm fucking sick of looking at you. You know what I
Me,
mean?
I'm just like, yo, you look so
I'm
sexy
just like-
today. No one else is gonna tell you, so I'm gonna tell you. That's usually what I say. I mean, I might be like the
like-
one off.
You're the only person I ever interact with. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, dude.
And I'm like, yo, like if you're the only person I ever interacted with, like I'm like, yo, let's what you doing later? Yo, like if I text you, what's up?
Oh my God.
Well, listen, like I feel like this has been a lot of fun, and thank you for joining the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I hope everybody else, because I feel like we've been like kikiing and having a good time, but I hope that everybody else liked it too.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's when you just like close your eyes and you pray, right? Like I hope they liked it.
Oh yeah.
In the
Big time.
name of the Father and the Holy Son. Just
Right.
kidding. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you next week.
Bye. Thanks, Sterling.